can view your report laptop. I can just check what I did. There's a change, you can reflect it based on DAX expressions that I've put in place. DAX expressions are basically data analysis. As we continue, okay. So we have Power BI. I've explained, I think, 3 of this. Now, when it comes to data analysis, I know we all know that they are in stages, right? First stage is to extract the data. So you may have questionnaires, you may have surveys, you may have Excel sheets. Like, there are various sources of data. For example, if Chicken Republic want to review their sales to make better decisions for their customers, from the branch in Abuja. In fact, the Abuja maybe has 20 branches, right? In different Excel files. With Power BI, you can be able to analyze all of those files together. So it makes a lot of sense, because with Excel, can you do that? That is where the difference comes in. Okay. Next thing, you do your model. So Power BI actually detects relationships. Can have many others, right? Many others can belong to one customer, isn't it? Many others can belong to each order, only belongs to a customer, but you can have many products in an order, right? Do you understand? Yeah. Okay. So for that, now there are relationships that you have to represent. That's like cardinalities. We have one to many, many to one to one, and all of that. Okay. We'll go through them as I continue next week, upper week. I'll make sure we go through every single part of what I'm introducing. Okay. Next, you visualize. You visualize it. You can have it on your phone. You can publish it to your Power BI service. That's basically it. So I think I've discussed this already. Now I know there's Tableau. I thought somebody might want to ask me, there's Tableau. Why Power BI? So yeah, both tools are extremely good. The key difference between them is that your Power BI only works on Windows. You need a virtual machine, right? How do you do it on Mac? Who said it doesn't work on only Windows? Anyway, to use it on Mac, you need to download a virtual machine, Windows, and then download Power BI in that Windows, and then you can use it. Okay. But Tableau, you can have it on your Mac and your Windows. Okay. So Tableau is generally more expensive. You know how we can use Power BI free and do a lot of things. Tableau is a bit more expensive. Done it. It's your software with all the formulas, limited sheets and stuff. So Power BI actually has Excel, sorry, has limited visualization options. You can't do a lot of things. You can't put maps in your Excel, right? So Power BI is where there's difference. Installing and downloading Power BI, I want to believe this part, I just left it. I wanted to give at least 10 minutes for everybody to have Power BI on. But since we already used that 10 minutes at the beginning, I'm just going to continue. But so far, do we understand what I'm talking about? If you have any questions, you can just write them down at the end. You can ask me, okay? But I want to make sure everybody understands as we're moving along. Okay, so you download it from Power BI from the Microsoft Store. Now, if you're unable to maybe find Power BI, you come to your Windows Store. This is the Windows Store, okay? And you type Power BI. Okay, and he has it on a flash drive, so you can get it on a flash drive if you want. Whichever one is more convenient. But by next week, please, I would want everybody to have their Power BI installed. Okay. The more, if you guys don't have Power BI, we cannot progress, because you'll just be listening to me. You cannot really do it. And I want this class to be as interactive as possible. Data analysis, everybody is trying to work, right? You're trying to, everybody has different points of so you learn with working on it. Okay. So anyway, this is not loading, so I'll just go back. So when you launch your Power BI, I might as well just launch my own Power BI.
If you have the flash, you can also do it to transfer it to flash. So you can install it.
So you open Power BI, okay? The first thing you do, you create a report, right? So I'm just going to create a new report. It brings me to this screen, okay? What we have at the top from file, insert home, that is your ribbon, okay? In Power BI, we have different views. We have your report view. This is our canvas, this place that has add data to your report. This is your canvas where you add your visualizations. Okay. This is your report view. You build the dashboards on your report view. For your table, you want to see what is in my database or the table I just imported. That is your table view. The one at the bottom is your model where you see relationships. Now, you may not see anything now because I have not imported anything. Okay. I will import a file and then we'll go through it. By using importing the file and doing everything, it will help you guys understand everything better. Right? So we'll go back to our report view. Now, the first thing I want to do is I have opened Power BI, but there's nothing on it, right? Power BI is for me to analyze data, isn't it? So the first thing I'll do is I'll get data. Now, you can get data either by this, right? Or you can come here and get data. Now, these are the several, there are a lot of files that you can put for Power BI. You can put Excel, CSV file, PDF, XML, JSON, all of this, Access database, any kind of file that you can find here, you can put it in your Power BI. All of these things, I know we have separate sheets, your smart sheet, you can all include it anyway here. So for me, I created an Excel workbook for this class. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on we're going to use the Apocalypse Food Prep data set. This data set is not mine. I got it from Alex on YouTube. Okay. So first thing, when I click on data set, it brings me here. This is your basically get data option. Now I have two options at the bottom. If you can see, I have load and I have transform data. For my load data, I'm sure the data is clean. I don't have to work on it on anything. I just click on load. For transform data, that is where I try to clean the data to remove some columns, add some columns. Okay, this one dates. Why is it having a different data type? All of those things, all of those changes. It is at this point that I do it. So I'm going to transform my data. This data is actually not very dirty, but next week's one is going to be very, very dirty. Okay. So today's class is tailored to take not more than 1 hour, 30 minutes because I know you guys are tired. So we'll just go through it briefly. The first thing I want to do, this is my data, my table. Okay. I've gone through this and I've seen that, okay, since we're preparing for Apocalypse, I have like stores and some things that I've bought from particular stores. If you look at my data, I've gone to Walmart, Costco, and Target. Okay. And I've been buying things like rice, dried beans, bottled water, canned vegetables, and milk. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see, okay, I've bought rice, dried beans, bottled water, canned vegetables, and milk. Which of them is not likely to last me long? Because it's apocalypse. So which of them will spoil on time? I would say milk. Okay. So you want to remove, I've decided that I want to remove milk since I know it will even last. So I don't want to see what I'm even spending on it. Okay. So you come here and you can remove anything. So if you decide it's not milk, you want to remove something else. All you have to do is uncheck it. Okay. And put okay. Now in my data set, will I find milk? I won't find milk. Okay. Now, next thing I want to do is the price. The price for my items are 0, 25, 23, but it's in decimal number. So I want to change it to maybe fixed decimal so that if there is 0 points, you know how there's pence, if I want to see 25.02, I don't want to see it as 25.00. Give me everything in full. Why are you approximating it? I'm dealing with money here. 3 pence, 3 pence, 3 pence here. Before you know it, I have £1. Okay. So I'm going to change it to at the top, sorry, to fixed decimal number. So it has 0.00. Okay. Now I forgot to mention. Oh, I was going to show. See, I skipped. Anyway, I'm back. So I was going to show you guys each of the tabs. This part that I'm doing, I forgot to mention that it's called the Power Query Editor. When you log in, when you load in your file, it automatically, if you're transforming, automatically it takes you to something called the Power Query Editor. This is Power Query Editor. If you look around, I can add a new source. There are some recent sources. You can even add tables. Like I can enter, for example, I enter data and I can type other things that I want to add. Okay. I don't want to type anything, so I'm just going to cancel. You can manage parameters. You can refresh. You can remove columns. For example, I decide I don't like this column. Why is it even here? You can delete any column that you want. You can keep rows, you can remove rows, you can basically change anything that you need to change in your data. Now, these things, for these are data sets, it will make a lot of sense. But by next week, when we have things that are upside down, we will be able to understand the importance of all of this. And I'll try to use at least all of them. Now, another thing that I want to show you is, you see these applied steps? This is a transformation pane. So for everything that I have done, you know how I just came here, I changed the header, I changed the type, I filtered my row. For any of them, all the steps that you do, they will be there. Now, if I decide this thing that I just changed, I want to, the type that I just changed, I want to remove it. What do? You just go here and you click on X. Okay. So you can always revert back if there's any mistake that you've done. Now, next thing I want to do here could be, so I think this is actually okay. This is in text, which is correct. My price is a hold, okay, is date. Sometimes date is not as date, so sometimes you have to put in date. Anyway, so these are the things I've done. Now I want to close and apply, meaning I want to start using my data. So you come here, you close, and you apply. Now for any change, I still want to go back. I forgot to change something. You go back to your transform data, which is right here. So when you load it down, I'm loading it. That initial first option that was there together with transform back. So if I had, okay. Now the next thing I want to do is, we have a table. So I want to see the table. What do we have? The what? The header. The header is there. Store, product, price, date. Right? Well, like in the data, what is it that you for apocalypse? What is it that I want to see? Personally, what I want to see is, I want to see how much I'm spending. All these things that I'm buying is not small money, right? So how much am I spending in Costco? Which one is cheaper? Where can I buy rice cheaper? Where can I, like, Power BI is not only in your job, even at home. Personally, when I buy things, I say, what is cheaper in Sahad? Oh yeah, rice. Next time in Sahad, we're buying it. Pampers, this is where we're buying it. It helps you to make better decisions. Okay. So what I want to do is our table. We've made all the changes. Our date is here and everything. So first, now we have different visualizations in Power BI. We've cleaned. That's the next thing back. So after, no, your data does not, you can get any kind of data. Okay, there's PDF, there's Power BI. It automatically sorts it out. This one looks like they're, it's in automatically, but it's not always correct. You may have to go back. Are they correct? You know, that is the point of us coming back. Okay, so next thing I want to do is, we have all the tables. You know, we have a store table, we have a product, we have different visualizations. I know you guys know bar charts, area charts, line charts. This is the time to make your dashboard look beautiful. Now, that will look good with any kind of visual. That is, if you have like maybe field of like 20, 30 columns, will you use pie chart? Pie chart is round, right? So if you have it like small, come to that. I know in week 3 I have prepared a way that I can teach you guys how to choose the best visualization for any kind of data. Okay, so here now what I want to see first is, we've been shopping for different products. So I'll drag my product to my canvas, and I want to know the price I've spent on everything actually jointly. Okay, when you drag the both of them, can we all see? When we drag both of them, this is what I've, total of what I've spent on bottled water is 60. Canned vegetables is $9. Dried beans 286, and 297 for rice. Okay, so I've spent this much. The best way, okay, to know now, I want to know distance. Okay, so you bring stop. I have this back. Next thing you can do, you can use, it's not any of these visuals. By week 3, you will know the visual to use. Okay, now if I use this visual, does it really exactly. Okay, if I use this, it doesn't really make a difference. I need something that will show me clearly what I've used. So it will be either a clustered bar chart or personal favorite, your clustered column chart. Now with this, now I can see, oh, this is the amount I spent on rice. This is the amount I spent on dried beans, and this is the amount I spent on. Now I can also see it according to the store. So I know what is cheaper in what store. I'll consider other things that are not here, like proximity to the store. So if the difference is like $2, is it worth it to carry fuel or $4 to go there to go and get it? Do you understand? So there are other things you consider, but here I'm using the information that was given to me. In the real world environment, they give you many things. They can their target market, what they are buying when they come. Okay, if they are buying. Another example I like to reference is Tesco. Tesco in the UK, they have meal deal. They notice that everybody one drink and one sandwich. So what the best thing to do is, okay, let's put them. He comes in and they pack from those options that are there. You have promoted yourself. I win. I'm selling £33 every morning, right? And I want to see is okay. We've been buying. Sorry. What else do we want to see? Different visuals for different things. I want to see maybe the most items, or were people buying. You can drag your date and this will not work at this moment because you need a DAX experiment. Normally, what you're supposed to have is you could have divided image or month. Can you see here where my a particular product? This is too remove quarter. Or remove quarter, what happens? But on every day, right? Now, so now I want to see what is for month, right? When I remove here, I have February products that were months. Now, this, for example, as a business owner, any of the charts. So as a visual. Okay. I don't know why it's not showing. But anyway, you can represent. Let's just remove it and do another thing. Maybe you want to see what are we buying at a particular store. You can drag your product. Okay. Even though that's not what you want to see. You want to see how much you're spending on each product. Okay. The product. Okay. So I want to that means I've spent almost half of my salary on. So you can also represent that. So what is it that from the business perspective is these are the spend more money on. So people are spending more money, right? Even if it's yes, sir. At the top or right. So I'll just go over the my help after the class. Show you the ribbons. Okay. If you have it on your laptop, can you your get data like I said earlier is for your Excel workbook if you want to what you use personally in my years of transform data, maybe new visual text box. There's something called new measure and calculated measure. These are formulas. For example, I want to calculate the profit measure. Okay, you add it to the table. We have calculated columns, calculate. This lab that I'm doing today, why you'll be lost is because in this lab, I've not covered any with the things that I'm using. So, but each of the labs that have been made for this, yeah, okay. So for your insert, you can insert many pages. There are some key influences in a business. We want to sell 100 packs of rice. You add all of them. Okay, your narrative, your presidential report, you can. For modeling, for relationship, you can create new measure, quick measure, new column. Is the measure. What is even calculated column? What do you for all of these things? For view as well, these are it. Let's change it to this color. The page looks, you can fit the page. You can make filters, you can to the previous to its initial design. Oh, okay. Refresh them because as we continue, you can click on a visual and still I'll put one visual, and when I come to present the results, there are more. I see all the other products they're selling that I've not bought, all the red products that people are together, things like that. So, but I think the more we go, the more you understand it because Power BI. So more practical means more understanding of Power BI. Then any help you need, format, your drill to, and every other thing will happen. Okay. You can go to new visual. So new visual, I want a new visual. That's why the easiest way for me to do it is put the tables I want and then put the chart. The price, drag. Okay. Yeah. Times they don't represent. For example, I want to show here, I already put that. You tell what amount we are spending exactly on a particular item on Costco, on time. So the way to do that is you come to your format your visual and we have data labels. So when I put data label now, what do you see? It's figures. And I know we can't see all the figures. So now I know I'm spending 97 on the 3. But now the cheapest place for me Target, right? Because Target is $2 from Walmart because I shop Costco or this other one now you can have for Costco is dried beans or yeah. If I want to save money, I would get my dried beans. For this one, it's not very significant. You are spending. I don't really think that's something that. And then bottled water and many other things. If I have a lot of shopping, where am I going to? Lots of rice and maybe be like things that you buy together, people buy together. You're making decisions. The data is normally much lot more from that. Okay. I think that's we've dragged source price by. You want to know how much you spend the whole month? You don't have the table. Hey. Can I see this YouTube? Oh, they can't hear me.
It's just breaking.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me now. Is it better? Oh yeah, I'll slowly. I'm just trying to see something. Actually, let me Let's open it.
Someone say you can hear.
I can hear you, but the audio transition breaks at intervals.
This is stronger.
Mm,
Open our
so what can we do to improve the audio now? So what can I do? We could do the same thing and continue.
yeah. Let's continue.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just send you guys resources. And are having problem hearing me. So after this class, I'll just send you guys maybe resources on what we've done, go through it and understand better. I've already created labs, so I think course. Okay.
That's exactly what from our fellowship
Okay, he
is even passing on recording for the online as well. That's if the mistake of the materials.
so let's see. Is since we have like we bought some items, so we bought some items maybe in I think it's globally anyway. Over next month you go to buy it, maybe what? So what this does now let's not even use rice. Let's use like tomato, ataruhu, and some ones that I know people go and buy in bulk because to go up. How do they know that? Based on what has been happening last year, the year before, every month, like how much have I been spending on particular products? I'll drag the product and then the date. Okay. Because I want to know how much I've been sending them. We have quarter, day, month of my data. This data, small data set, is in one. You remove the year, you remove the quarter. Now I have this. I can now represent it with, the suitable chart. So now here it doesn't tell me how much I've spent on any of the. To go back, go to my data here. Oh no, they're all. Can I have your add legend to product? You now have different colors represented, right? It's different from when it's the same color. Anyway, the last one before we go to today. Now we know what the amount of money we're spending on each of these. It was 9. Since I've been spending much more than that, so you could have other things like milk and other things. So you can check how much is there. Do they buy milk every day? Is it every 2 days? Is it every 3 days? Okay. To make them buy more products, or you have a new brand. Things with the data is how you're able to make better decisions. I'm going to stop here for today. The problems are too many today. Do we understand what we have? The little introduction that we've done. Okay. So okay. So no questions. Questions outside this class, you can always let me know. Send me a message. You can contact me after the. What I was dragging, this last visual. 1 minute. Let's do it again. Okay. So first thing I did was I dragged product. Right? I dragged price. And then date. When was it that I bought this product? To remove it. I don't want to see it based on quarter. It's too much. January, February. I just want to see it based on month. So I come because they are all on the first of the month, this data. Okay. Quarter and year. So again, February. So I need the total. How much? Add the 14. So what I now go and I choose a chart to represent. Chart, you see the total is there. Total on rice, total on this, So let me check those online. Oh, okay, okay. All right.
So I'm just going to suggest there's Dr. Noor. So if it's possible,
Yeah, you can just add me there. All of you are there now.
yeah, most people. So that any question, just make sure.
Okay. All right.
I will tell you.
Okay. All right.
It's giving you
You're importing excellent.
yes, so instead of look at it, really
So you've not selected it. So you come here. The data, I can see it's very too many zeros, you know. So you transform the data. Once you transform the data, it takes you straight to Power Query editor. That Power Query want to change if you want. You can remove some fields, anything that you should want done, anything repeated, any missing, remove all of them, something like that. Okay. Yeah.
so how do I now take it back to that so that
So you want to go back to your normal visual.
yes.
So you close and you apply. It takes you back to Power BI. So now you don't see that table that you just showed me. You come back here. The model, Power BI, if there's this relationship between two tables in your database, it automatically creates a model. So, but sometimes it's not wrong. It's not correct. You have to go and verify. Okay? So many customers have different orders.
So this one now will now load this dialog box. Then I'll click on this to visualize. Select
Sorry?
this open here.
Yeah, it's not. You now choose the data set.
Sorry, this that is anything.
Amount of people that are paying tax from a certain age range. Okay? You need, I'll have to look at data set.
Like the text as you present it.
Yeah. No, I need to know what the data is about. Like, what are we? The first question you're trying to answer from the data. You understand? So, what does this data set? What does it represent? Well, if we have a better data set, we can. But this data set that you give me, I don't understand. The value is not of If you have another one, we can try it. Those online, do you guys have any story about what happened today with regards to the audio? Yeah, I will drop it. Please add me to the Telegram group. Is it with them? The Telegram group you have is those with online. Telegram
No,
group,
it's only for
physical.
yes.
Oh,
The agenda for online is separate. This one is for physical. It's physical.
Yes.
What we did last time, it was a phone.
Yes. It's not available for now.
No. Now.
So you have paper, you have paper.
I'm waiting for that. Waiting on
You have paper. You
So this one is actually a housing.
Excuse me. Let's start.
How did I?
Let's look this paper.
So you want to be on this? Next, have you actually transforming? You bring. Let's see you and make your visualization.
I wanted to load data. Where checking.
Can I text to them? Sorry, sir.
yeah.
I wanted to.
You want to visualize
Yes,
this.
yes.
So you come here under your data, everything. The age, if it has an let's say you drag this age, children have plans. But so you can decide what kind of
Yes, we drag the bar on the chat.
yeah, no, sometimes it gets default. So but you can change the visual because this doesn't really represent. Anyway, different visuals, we have line chart, anything that has to do with like time. Over years, we use line chart. But anyway, we talk about how to
Thank you.
so I want to message them, I want to tell them, I want to apologize.
Just open it up.
Oh, if they have anybody that has questions, shoot out my email. YouTube business app. YouTube business account. Business. Let me use my base email. Can I? How do I do it without logging in?
Just go to it, go search it, go here. Kin gama ya cire wannan ko? In gama.
Can you help me set up SQL?
You have to wait for the SQL instructor for that. Wait, okay, let me mute. Yes. We'll meet next
In case of a need for
extra.
always Thursday. Sometimes they teach you because they're teaching a story.
Sorry, 1 minute. Yes, Telegram group, I give them link. I don't have one.
It's admin.
It's
Yeah. It's better because now if you create, some people are not.
oh, yes.
Yeah, not. Just forward your number to them.